Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are currently chilling and attempting to do some recovery. And the question is, will Europe give us the space that we need to do that? We will find out. We of course have these guys down over here. This is getting close to being a full army. It's not quite there yet, and we need a lot of manpower. Okay, Portuguese Brazil was building a spy network, yes. We know that there's only so much time that Europe will give us. The question is, how much time is that? We lost the trade protection CB against England in the 13 colonies, okay. But what we really need to do here is just build up some manpower. So gaining an innovativeness is actually interesting, but 10 prestige is painful. But I'm gonna do it. I'm not happy about it, but I'll do it. Okay, so we gained 15 prestige back. Well, that's convenient. Okay, we'll definitely take that. That is a net gain. We did end up losing a general. Now, our generals are terrible, and so that's not the worst thing in the world. Let's roll one up and see what we get. That's a better general than on average. He's not a great general, but he's okay. So that is acceptable for now, and I do want to continue to build up this army. We need to get our 4th army going still, and that is going to be quite painful. So, let's see, this is going to be 10 influence brings us close to 100. Okay, I'm just wondering right now. Lose 75 admin power as well? That's not great. When is this going to have expirations? About 5 years. Okay, so that is certainly noted. This is going to be very high up there. So that's going to be a problem. That said, this is a much better option than the others. We don't pay much for advisors right now, so that is understood. I'm going to take this, but I'm not happy about it. These guys are now at 100%, and that is not great. I actually expected them to get to 96%. Portugal canceled the right to military access that they've been given by us. Okay, that probably means they're preparing to declare on us. We need to continue to expand our armies as much as possible, but there's only so much that we can do. We desperately need to do some rebuilding here. So that's all fine. We can build province improvements, and I think that we probably should right now. So we can put in some workshops, and that's not a bad idea. So 0.2 and 0.26. Really? Okay. So that sounds good. And then the next best would be 0.2. So we get both of those going. That'll be a decent amount of return. That's not bad at all. We have another merchant also. I just noticed that. So, taking a look at this. Our main trade port is here. And we're currently steering trade like this. But we could instead... Well, if we wanted to build a trade fleet and build up trade power up here, we should push the trade up this way and then down here. This is the only input here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm, for now, just going to transfer our trade power this way. There's not a lot of trade power in this node, so I don't think it's worthwhile to redirect trade up here. I think we'll probably lose more than we would gain, although we don't have a lot of trade power in this node either. So that's noted. We haven't really been prioritizing that. So that's okay. I do want to come in here and get ourselves 3 additional units of cannon. We are now 1 unit of cannon away from having this army remaxed. That's good. Oh, we're 98.8% on annexing this vassal. That is also really, really good. So that's great. England has been exclusively declaring on our vassal. They've not been declaring on us. So with that in mind, this is 3 units of infantry, so that's worth 3,000 manpower. That's not bad. This army is now maxed, so we've got these 2 maxed, although they need to gain manpower. They're gaining 28 per month right now. It's not a lot. So that's going to take a while for those to max up, but that's okay. Okay, so we're now malevolent, liberty, desire, and subjects going up. Well, we're about to not have any subjects, so that sounds good. This is going to be done next month. Beautiful. So that's really, really good. I do want to get our next admin tech, and let's see. Yes, they are integrated. Perfect. So these guys, we're just going to put them Actually, they can probably just stay where they're at right now. We're going to need to roll a leader, and we're going to do that. That's actually a pretty decent leader. That's actually a 2-star. I like it. So we fulfilled a mission, and that mission was chart the Terra Incognita. Really? Did we just do this? Okay. Well, combat penalty when landing, -1. 90% of the cost and 150% of the prestige. Okay, well, sure. We'll catch the setting sun. Okay, so that seems fine for now. That's tuned for attacking out over here. I'm not too concerned about that right now. Obviously, right now, we've got much bigger concerns, which is self-defense. Let's get ourselves 2 units of cavalry here. And there's a harvest failure. Okay, so that is noted. We can make a state up over this way. We can probably make several. Indeed. So that seems good. Do these need full core? No. Okay, that's fine. So Portuguese Californian separatists out in Aruba. That is noted. So how long on this cannon? Okay. Let's move our fleet over this way. And really, we know that this is going to be 36, right? So that means that we should increase our number of transports. Because we've got 35 right now. So we should get an additional transport. That'll be fine for now. And we may want to increase all of these up to 36, about like that. That'll be reasonably fine. We're just going to come in over here. There we go. And we're waiting right now for this cannon to finish, but there's not actually a point. So let's attach this to transport. Let's remember to turn up our army maintenance. That is important. And I'm going to let this go for now. And yes, we know that one of these units is going to be left behind. We're just letting the month tick happen. There we go. Our colony in Parara became self-sustaining. That is understood. Okay, right, we didn't stop drilling. We should do that. So I'm going to give it a moment. We can enact a government reform here. What do we want? Legitimation of power, huh? Aggressive expansion impact going up would be bad. National unrest and years of separatism reduction. That's interesting. Okay, and then this would be liberty, desire, and subjects. Yeah, I don't really care too much about that. And national unrest -1. I mean, if we're going to go for that, we should probably go for this guy. And that is what we're going to do. Okay, so we need to make sure that we are going to have a month tick before we land here, which we almost certainly will. So if we grab these guys and we came in here, when would this happen? 9 February, so that is definitely after the month tick. Okay. So that's reasonably fine. I want to keep an eye on our troops here. So we can see their morale is currently very, very low. That goes up to 1.25, so that's not very high. Let's give it one more month tick. So I would like to land here 6 March. That seems okay. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Portuguese Peru sowed discontent. That's not surprising. So you can see here, all of that manpower is currently going to our armies, mostly reinforcing up over here. And that's absolutely fine. Okay, so drilling paid off. That sounds good. And we're going to head on into port. We're going to attach these guys, and we're going to bring them right on back to here. Excellent. Now we no longer need to have our army maintenance up. So we're going to put it back there. We're still going to be paying maintenance because we're going to be drilling, but we're not paying for reinforcement right now. So we need about 8,000 manpower, and this up here, of course, needs to expand quite a lot. Now, we are at 40 gold per month. That's pretty okay, actually. So we could get ourselves additional production and taxation. This is 0.13, and this is 0.14. So we're going to grab the 0.14s. That'll be good. So far, so good there. New trade good, okay. And actually, we should definitely come over and colonize over here. This is the last remaining place in South America to colonize. I suppose we could come and colonize... I don't think we can colonize interior of Africa here. Yeah, this is pretty much all border colonized. So that's not shocking. I wonder if there's anywhere, like, down this way, but probably not. This is where, like, Ottomans usually go, and Portugal as well. So this is probably it for the colonization, and that's okay. That'll save us money. We did manage to grab some territory up here, but we're going to want to fight Portuguese Brazil, Portuguese Peru, Rio de Prata. Portugal controls almost all of South America right now, and we definitely want to not have that be the case, but we're not in a position to do that yet. We do need to core this, and that'll be fine. Admin Tech 17, we are a ways away from, and I want to check in on manufactories. This is actually getting close to being grabbable. Noted. So, I mean, that's going to take a while to spread yet, but, I mean, that's at 93%. 94.71. That's definitely going nicely. Okay. We can build an additional temple, and I want to invest in more income. That is a good thing to do. We do want our corruption to go down. In fact, it's not going down right now. Let's root out there. And that'll be fine for the moment. But I want to invest this money heavily into our military and then our economy is the idea. And then we'll pay down that. We can I didn't intend to click on this, but now I'm interested. What do we got going on here? England fighting Scandinavia and the Commonwealth, huh? Okay. Well, good for them. That is very, very good. We are glad about that because that means that England is very likely not going to be attacking us for a little while. So there's been a lot of European wars out over here that have bought us some space, and I'm very glad about that. So Desires of the Flesh, losing ducats, local unrest. I don't actually care that much about the local unrest. That'll be fine. Our treasurer is gone, and we should probably invest in getting larger advisors here. So that's definitely something that we can do. Let's see. We've got this national tax modifier guy. He's cheap. I would like to have certainly a level 3 military advisor. Morale of armies is pretty good, but that's very expensive, and I'm not sure that we actually want to do that right now. So I'm going to go for cheap advisors for the moment, but I'm not super happy about it. I don't even think we need a diplomatic advisor right now, so this will be fine for the moment, and we'll go for another national tax modifier here. That'll probably put us net positive between the land maintenance reduction and the national tax modifier, so that is a good thing. We'll get this up to 8, which is half of the combat width that we want here. So that looks good. We can convert provinces to Mayan, which we will definitely do. And our unity is certainly coming up. So that seems great. We're going to get another unit of infantry in here and another one. Excellent. Keep in mind, we're making 904 manpower per month. It's not amazing levels of manpower, but it's reasonable levels of manpower. 13 colonies is threatening our trade. Okay. But we are definitely building up here and becoming a lot more powerful. There's another conversion finishing, helping our unity quite a lot. So that's good. And we're going to get ourselves another unit of infantry here. So we only need 3 more units of infantry. 13 colonies had a size 75 spy network. Okay. That's certainly noted. But we are getting a lot more powerful on paper. Keep in mind that we now have 124 force limit. Or rather, we have 124 units, and we have 188 force unit. Or rather, unit strength. England made a claim on us. Okay. We'll see if they actually want to declare. They're still in this war, right? They are. They're losing that war. Okay. So they're probably not going to declare while they're in that war. I'm guessing that what they did was they just made the claim. So we want to definitely seize land here. That's going to bring us up to 39%, and that's going to drop about 2% off of our merchants' influence. So that'll be good, and we're not going to have any rebellions, so that looks great. They're still at 100, huh? Okay. Well, that is noted. That's definitely spooky. I'm a little surprised. Okay, we are now having the looming disaster. Because their loyalty dropped a bit. Okay, so what would their loyalty equilibrium be? Yeah, that's going to go back up, so I don't think this is going to be an issue. The plutocratic coup is probably not going to be an issue long term. So that seems okay. Let's bring this up to 16. Merchants worried about lack of protection. Okay, we're going to gain a mercantilism here. And we had... Okay, we're under regency right now. This is actually a good thing. This will give us a lot more power. Our previous ruler had terrible stats. So that sounds fine. Our next ruler is going to have okay stats. Not wonderful, but certainly not terrible. Okay, so these guys should go back up over 60 quite soon, and if we take a look at the actual issue here, the actual disaster, we can see that their loyalty lower than 60 is giving us plus 0.5. So that's the only actual influence there, but we are going to need to have their influence drop. That will drop in a couple of years here. So that seems okay. I'm not too concerned about it. I do want to come in here and start grabbing some horse artillery. We're going to need 4 units of cannon. That will get us a ways towards getting this army maxed out. That looks good. We converted heretics again, and we are going to continue to do that. Looks good. Let's get another unit of horse cavalry built there. Excellent. Gain 10 legitimacy. Honestly, this would be good. That'll also give our merchant guilds additional loyalty. Done. So that's no longer a problem. Did this fully go away? No, it has to have their influence go down to fully go away. But for now, it's not progressing. So that looks good. Their influence is going to drop in 1685. So that is something, anyway. Cool. So I do want to get another 2 units, actually 4 units of cannon, a bunch of units of cannon, as many units of cannon as we can. That is the goal here. We're just trying to build our armies back up. And of course, we're building up our drill as we're doing this, so this is looking pretty decent. We need 6,641 men to fully reinforce, and about 20 are getting there per month right now. England unrivaled us. They keep doing that. They keep unrivaling and re-rivaling us. We'll see if that ends up being the case. Hopefully it does. But we're definitely rapidly rebuilding our military right now. And this is very good. Now, we have 570 gold, and I would like to continue to build workshops. So 0.13 and temples 0.14. Okay. So we're best off building those temples. Actually, these temples here are fine. And we'll get those completed. Cool. So that all looks okay for now. And we need to continue to build up artillery here. And this is only our 4th army. I am intending to get a 5th army. Riga is planning to attack Brandenburg. That's not very relevant to us. So we're going to sail around over here. 20 military power for 90 ducats. I'm going to take the admin here. We should be getting our admin tech very soon, which would be good. Sunrise invasion CDs. Okay, cool. We may utilize those soon enough, but for right now, I want to check in on this admin tech. Okay, we will have that in just a couple of months. Excellent. So I'm going to group these together for the time being. That looks good. And up this way, we definitely need to continue to get cannon in. So this is going to be 17 is our target size. No, 18. I'm right. I'm not right. 18 is the correct size. Cool. So we're at 16 right now, so we're almost done with this army, and I am planning to build one more army. So that will take some time. But there we go. There's that army recovered. That's a very big deal. So now we're going to grab that admin tech, which is also a really big deal. Because what that allows us to do is drop out our rooting of corruption to here. Beautiful. And you can see here, our earnings have come down a little bit. This is, of course, because we have grown our military a fair amount, but that's fine. Which stopped drilling? These guys. Okay, so we need a new leader here. Let's see what we get. Not great. Okay. Well, we'll get drilling there. That is fine for the moment. Cool. So I'm going to start another army, probably somewhere down here. What's the supply limit here? It is 46 and 59. Sure, this is absolutely fine to have a unit standing here. So we're going to get a Central American guerrilla warfare unit right here. That looks good. Cool. We are going up by legitimacy, right? Yes, we are. Cool. This guy improved his shock skill. He's now at 5 shock. That's pretty good. I like it. So next up, we're going to just continue to build up this army. There's another conversion finished. So far, Europe has been leaving us alone nicely, and I'm very glad about that. Although I imagine Portugal is in another war. Tondo, Manila, and Cebu. That's not a very threatening war for them. So I would not be surprised if Portugal looks to attack us soon. That's definitely something we need to think about. I would also really like to drop our corruption. Our corruption is causing us problems, specifically that all power costs of 24.8 is not great, and the minimum autonomy of 12.4, not great. So I would definitely like to be spending that down some, and I think we can probably justify doing it at this point, putting ourselves at maybe like plus 10-ish ducats per month. So that's now dropping by 0.37 annually, but that's still going to take a very long time. A skill 2 trader, huh? Is that this guy? It is. This guy would be at half cheapness, half efficiency. So that's actually pretty good. We're making a decent amount of money from trade. This guy would almost pay for himself and give us 2 diplomatic points per month. So I'm going to go ahead and recruit him. And we are currently making 6. Let's let this tick. Yeah, like I said, almost pay for himself. Not quite. But I do want to drop this down a little bit to about here or so. We want to be making enough money. So that looks good. We're definitely going to continue to expand our military here. That's up to 6 now. Good progress. Very good progress. We do need a leader down here, and let's roll one up. That will be... Okay, that's a terrible leader roll, but whatever. We kind of expect that. Diptech cost going up, that is fine. Okay. So, we're currently tyrannical nobles. Losing a base tax is not great. Losing noble loyalty, again, is also not great. It's going to take these guys a while to recover, and this is dropping our manpower recovery speed. So, that is definitely not ideal at all. I mean, it's going to be coming up, but it's going to take some time. Russia is planning to attack Zhangzhou. That is not an issue. But that is definitely dropping our manpower gains significantly. That's going to slow things down. We're definitely going to sell this, and we're going to invest that money into making more money. So 0.13 versus 0.12. Okay, so we're best off making workshops with this money right now. And then now we put in that temple. And then there's this here, which is cheap. But I don't think I'm going to get that. It's under the threshold that I usually aim for. So that looks pretty decent for now. Monthly balance is 0.1. Why did that go down so much? Oh, it's because the nobles are giving us national unrest, probably. That's my guess. Yeah, that's because of the nobility. So we're going to cut our rooting out of corruption, and we're going to sit about here. We will also continue to convert, and that'll be fine. I want to come down here and get ourselves a number of additional infantry units coming in. Just making sure that we're spending that manpower as quickly as it comes in here. So that is absolutely fine. We're up to 13 here. Our target is 16. There's those estate modifiers gone. These guys are still at influence of 100%. That's nuts. No, they're at 95. Okay, that makes more sense. Perfect. So now we should no longer have this plutocratic coup. We might have to wait a month tick for it to actually turn off. Oh, it's decaying. Okay. Internal Ottoman struggles. I mean... Okay. Occupied by Commonwealth. Well, that'll do it. Okay. We don't actually care about that, to be clear. But that is certainly interesting. Okay, so growth of a port, that sounds fine. We'll continue to convert here. We're at 92% religious unity now. That looks good. And I want to bring this on up. So we're at 15 out of 16 that we need here. Beautiful. That is now all of the infantry that we need here. That looks great. We lost the Sunrise Invasion CB against Lan Na. Okay. We lost our treasurer. Not ideal. He did not last very long. I guess production efficiency would be okay. We'll go for that. We still want to be focusing admin power here, so that'll definitely be a good thing. Let's get ourselves a unit of swarm cavalry. Russia is going to attack Oirat. Okay, sure. And let's get another one. And then we're going to have to work on these cannon. And that's going to be a lot more money, right? This is going to cost like 3 times as much. So I don't know that making 10 ducats a month will actually be enough for this. It probably won't. But we'll see what that ends up looking like. I would like to see this come up a lot. We are at 29 right now. Okay, so they're going to go up over 30 very shortly. That's going to be a big, big bonus for us. Yeah, that land maintenance modifier plus 10% is a big part of it. Okay, that now has gone away. And that is wonderful. So we should be seeing this number increase substantially here. 14.61. Okay, I can work with that. So we're going to get ourselves a unit of cannon here. This colony became self-sustaining. That's good, but we don't have anywhere else to colonize. So our colonist is now going to be idle. That's okay. We'll get some money out of it, so that's good. Gain half a point of corruption, or our trader leaves our court. Our trader is going to leave our court. I don't want to get the half a point of corruption. So trade efficiency. Okay, this will be fine. And we can convert additional provinces. Now, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue recruiting up this army here, and eventually we will get there. We're currently targeting 191 land force limit. We might be able to get ourselves an additional army out of this. That would be nice, but we'll see what that ends up looking like. We need 5,819 men to reinforce these 3 armies. That's not a huge amount, but we'll see if we want another army or not. Maybe is the answer. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.